Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Only Vern Knows channel. I'm your modern Lola Basha, Chismosa Chikadora Verna. So for today's video, we will be discussing an interesting topic. Have you ever wondered how Philippine literature was before the emergence of Philippine literature in English? If you're curious about it, then you are watching the right channel. Brace yourselves as I take you on an adventure back to how literature was before. Let us now go meet our friends from the past. So we are now in the period when the colonizers have not yet ruled our country. Let's talk about the pre-Hispanic period. Can you share something about it, Anastasia? Sure, Verna. Our ancestors had already their own costumes and traditions, like folk stories, old plays, and short stories. The Philippines also had its own established writing system, which is referred to as the Baybayin. The Baybayin has similarities with the Malayo-Polynesian alphabet. Are you familiar with Paro-parong bukid na lilipad-lipad sa gitna ng daan, papagaspas? Literature in my time was mainly exhibited in folk songs that reflected the everyday lives of the Filipinos. They were passed down from one generation to another through the word of mouth. Wow, that was great! Thanks, Anastasia! But other than that, I have also heard of something. Only Verno's Trivia number 1. Do you know that the works before were written on the barks of trees, woods, and bamboo cylinders, which made the Spaniards easily burn most of the Filipino works? What can you say about these, Anastasia? Yes, what you have heard was all true. However, there were still literary pieces that had reached the hands of the publishers and were printed later on. These incorporate literary forms such as old plays, folk narratives, riddles, poetry, indigenous rituals, mimetic dances, proverbs, and short stories. Our country is already rich in literature even before the Spaniards appeared in the country, because it is surrounded by various ethnic groups. This led the way for us to generate tales and develop various forms of literature, be it oral or written, which were the reflection of our beliefs, traditions, and culture. All of these immensely contributed to what constitutes Philippine literature. Oh, Verna, my friend Maria has also something to say. Other than the reasons aforementioned, Philippine literature also flourished due to our curiosity about the physical environment around us. Wonder and interest to define the world have led us to discover mythology and folklore. These are two forms of literature that are still noteworthy today. Although Filipinos are religious and have faith in God, Philippine mythology comprises a compilation of stories and superstitions about unusual entities such as aswa, tikbalang, white lady, manananggal, tiyanak, duwende, or nuno sa punso. Most provinces in the country have their own beliefs about creatures that roam around in their towns. Thanks, Anastasia, and nice to meet you too, Maria. Unfortunately, I think I have to go now. It scares me to go to the Hispanic period though. But before I move to the next period, we can deduce from what Anastasia and Maria have said that prior to the rule of the Spaniards and other colonizers in our country, there was already a strong foundation when it comes to Philippine literature. Okay guys, fasten your seatbelts. Off to the next period! I'm so scared! Come here, dear. I know a safe place. I know that we are in the middle of an intense fight, but do you mind me asking? Is this the Hispanic period? Yes, dear. By the way, why are you wearing those kinds of clothes? Where are you from? From the future, ma'am. Can I ask you a question? How was literature during this period? When the Spaniards ruled the country in 1565, they administered the spread of Spanish culture and use of their language. They also introduced theater, which was known to be in the form of comedia, sinaculo, zarzuela, drama, and playlets. The Spaniards also mandated a strict class system based on race, imposed Roman Catholicism on the native population, spread Christianity from island to island, and brought liberal ideas and internationalism, which gave a way for the Filipino writers to decipher the need for freedom and liberty, all of which modified and influenced the Philippine literature our ancestors have come to know. The Spaniards had immensely influenced our literature, right? This development marked the beginning of Indio literacy and spurred the creation of the first written literary native texts by the natives, which led us to Only Verno's Trivia number 2. Writers and authors during the Hispanic period were called Ladinos because of their fluency in using both Spanish and Tagalog languages. With that, I am curious about something, ma'am. Are you familiar with the names of the Ladinos during this period? First on the list is Francisco Balagtas Baltasar. He was acknowledged to be one of the most noteworthy literary laureates that have made a huge contribution on Filipino literature. His most notable literary work is Florante at Laura. We also have Leona Florentino. She was considered to be the mother of Philippine women's literature. She used both Spanish and Ilocano languages as her media in writing. The literary tradition was introduced due to her influence. Her most notable literary works include Kakaibang Pagkalibing ng Paghahangad, Naunsyaming Pag-asa, at Pagbating Babiro. Next, we have Jose Corazon de Jesus. Jose Corazon de Jesus was a Filipino poet who was acknowledged as the King of Balagtasan and was known by the pseudonym Huseng Cecil. He used poetry to express his desire for Philippine independence. His most notable literary works are Puso, Ano Ka? Agaw Dilim, Sa Bilangguan ng Pag-ibig. We also have I think they're coming. Oh no! I think we have to go now, Mom. It's not safe here anymore. Maybe someone told them that we are hiding here. I'll stay here. Go that way. Come with the others. I am planning to do something that will confuse them. Are you sure, Mom? Okay then. Take care. Thank you so much for answering my questions. But I have a question to ask you as well. What is it, Ma'am? You look different from us. Your clothes, the way you speak, everything. I am convinced that you really came from the future. The question is, are we going to survive? I'm sorry, but I cannot tell you that, Ma'am, as it may affect the future. But I will just leave you with a clue. The next period I am about to enter made way for freedom to be achieved. Let it serve as a riddle for you, Ma'am. Bye for now. My heart is still racing like crazy. What an experience! Okay, so we are now here to the last period before the emergence of Philippine literature in English. Look over there. I think that man is familiar. Wait, is he Dr. Serisan? Good day, sir. Can I ask a question? Yes. What is it? What period is this? We are in the Revolutionary period. Do you have some spare time to share with me, sir? I do. What happened to Philippine literature during this period? Filipinos started to seek and call for reforms, which amplified the voices of writers such as Mariano Ponce, Marcelo H. Del Pilar, Emilio Jacinto, Andres Bonifacio, and myself. The emergence of the propaganda movement gave life to prose works in my political essays and novels, which ignited the hearts of the Filipinos to discern the societal problems induced by the Spanish regime. Oliver's Trivia number 3. The Ilustrados, including Dr. Jose Rizal, used literature to expose the ills and the downsides of the colonization. You mentioned some names, sir. Can you specify their contribution to Philippine literature? One of the people I know is Marcelo H. Del Pilar. He contributed to Philippine literature through his newspaper. He founded the Diaryong Tagalog, a newspaper conveying democratic liberal ideas among peasants and farmers. His most notable literary works are Pag-ibig sa Tinabuang Lupa, Kaingat Kayo, and Dasalan and Toksohan. We also have Mariano Ponce. He was a writer, folklorist, reformist, and propagandist of the Philippine Revolution, who wrote for the publication of La Solidaridad. His most notable literary work includes Efemerides Filipinas. Lastly is Graciano Lopez Jaina. Jaina was a Filipino reformist, orator, and journalist who was well known for his newspaper La Solidaridad. He was the first to arrive in Spain and initiated the propaganda movement, which advocated reforms from the Philippine government. His most notable literary works are Fray Botod, or the Big-Bellied Friar, La hija del fraile, the daughter of the friar, and Esperanzas, or hope. Thank you, sir. There are a lot of revolutionary writers I know, but I don't think I can share them with you. I don't even know who you are. Just think of me as an ally, sir, a friend from the future. I sure hope so. I'll go now, sir. But what can I tell you is that you will be recognized by the whole world. Promise. What do you mean? It's a secret, sir. Bye. Pre-Hispanic, Hispanic, and Revolutionary period. The Philippines flourished and valued literature in the early years. Our ancient literature shows our customs and traditions in everyday life, as traced in our folk stories, old plays, and short stories. Even before the Spaniards came, we proved that we have rich literature. It goes to show that our forefathers really exerted effort to persevere and make way to get a name in literature. It is also depicted in their ways of living, as above mentioned, that even in diverse characters, we have one goal: to aim high and be marked as truly blooded Filipinos, unique from different nationalities. They were certainly intelligent and productive to come up with the notable and remarkable works that the generation of today will be truly proud of. As Filipinos, we have a big responsibility to preserve and maintain what our ancestors have started. We are the ones who can be a catalyst so that the future will appreciate and enjoy our literature. Let us always remember what E.M. Forster quoted. What is wonderful about great literature is that it transforms the man who reads it towards the condition of the man who wrote. It was an exhausting day, isn't it? But I hope that you learned a thing or two from my video. I think I need to rest now, guys. So again, I'm your modern Lola Basha, Chismosa Chikadora Berna. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos. Bye, guys!